Chappie lays out the whole plan with a plate of pepperonis.
Yeah, it was just a charcuterie plate of pepperonis and olives and cheese.
He's doing like, this pepperoni is it's a base, and then you got this cheese cube here, and then that's the plate, and then you get it, right? Yeah.
So stupid. Oh. I mean, after that, it's just just a bunch of, it's literally just a bunch of high schoolers and Chappie and Doug. Like,
I can't help thinking, somewhere in the universe, there has to be something better than man. There has to be. Ascension to 10.
All right, we're back.
We're back. Back for another one. After a jam-packed episode last week. Hope
Fresh
everyone
off the
had
heels. Yep.
Yeah. Hope everyone have a wonderful 4th of July. No.
Yeah.
I know we did. Sure was awesome.
What'd you do?
I don't know yet. Obviously, we record this before the 4th of July, but
hope you had a good one.
Sure,
sounds great.
Did have
I just realized that we recorded and released our 4th of July episode a week and a half before the 4th, and we're recording 2 days before the 4th right now.
Yeah.
Right. For a show after the 4th.
Yeah, that's right.
Is what it is.
Is what it is, man.
Because it's better to have a preemptive 4th of July episode, right? Rather than a proactive. That's right. No. Post.
It's not like we would have had
whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like we would have had time now to get it out, for 4th of July. So
that's right.
That's how it goes. Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
This is episode 2 of us working off a list. And so we've already hit number 1. List. We've smashed number 1 on our list. Happy 4th. Or Spenny, you didn't even put it in list form this time. You said show rundown. Hope everyone had a safe 4th of July. No sentence, no period, no. So
you got it. You figured it out.
Smashed. Next, intro banter. So we got to fill a bit of banter in here.
Banter. Yeah.
Stick with the list.
Intro banter. Well, banter we have is our family got. I was supposed to be in the Black Hills for South Dakota for 4th of July, and fortunately we had illness come through the family, so that got canceled, and here we are still in Kansas City.
Yeah, everyone's doing well,
doing
though.
It.
All
yeah,
good.
Everyone's doing fine. It's gonna be all good. We'll just have a different kind of 4th of July experience. We won't be out in the Black Hills. So,
you gonna blow anything up?
It's illegal to blow anything up in Kansas, so we'll see. We're gonna actually at least go see some fireworks because I think the kids are old enough. We can keep them up long enough to go find some fireworks to watch. So we'll probably do that.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's illegal in the county that I live in. That doesn't stop anyone from doing it, basically, but it's
right.
I don't want to. I want to so bad. I love fireworks. I want to shoot off fireworks so bad, but it's just not going to happen.
Got it.
Which is okay.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah.
Man. So, all right, I snuck in a little thing on the list here. I don't know if you saw.
Yeah, this was like a last minute addition. Like you added it within the last 5 minutes.
Yes. Number 3, we have moved on.
I didn't
from
approve this
banter.
beforehand.
Well,
so I hope this,
is this are you to approve it now?
I guess we go ahead. That's fine.
This mysterious bullet point 3 Jad announcement. It's not really an announcement. I didn't know what else to say. So, okay. Spenny, Bryan, and myself, since we've started this podcast, we've had 2 milestones in mind. The first milestone was to get an episode, whatever episode number that would be, to 100 downloads or 100 streams, listens, whatever. Right. The second one would be to have total lifetime downloads, listens, streams at 1,000. So those were 2, these are arbitrary, right? We live in a base 10 system, so it's kind of makes sense that those would be the goals. 100, 1,000. And we've been getting close. And we've been, the downloads, as we had been monitoring them, we were somewhere about 870-ish, 6-ish today, I think. Yeah. And then episode 1, a new pilot, had been sitting at, it's at 94 downloads as of today. Yep. Well, those numbers came from our distribution host, Buzzsprout. It's not an ad for that. It's just what we use currently. And I've always been a little bit, it's a bit vague as to what though they report, because they report across all of our podcast. What are they called? Apps, I guess. Yeah.
Players, podcast players or something.
So basically how podcast works is you pick a distribution host and then
wherever you get your podcast.
Yeah. So we use this one centralized thing that sends it to all of the apps. Whatever you're listening to it on right now, that all came from one centralized distribution. And so because of there's this kind of two-way traffic of information, they can have a bit of information about what those apps, how they're doing for the show. Anyways, I did a little bit more digging today, and I looked at just Apple Podcasts. And I was actually a bit surprised to find that not only do we have more than one episode at over 100 streams, we are sitting at 1,100 total streams on just Apple Podcasts. And that only represents about a third of our total listen, whatever.
That's awesome.
So that's the announcement.
We're going off downloads all this time.
We've just been.
Turns out we've got way more listeners.
Way farther ahead than we thought. And so basically what I just wanted to say was thank you very much for listening, tuning in.
Yes. Yeah, thank you very much.
This was a very pleasant surprise to us today to see that not only were we past where we had been trying to get for so long, but that's only potentially a third of where we're actually at. And so
that was when you sent that, and I was walking to the park with my son, and like I was looking at that, and like you sent a spreadsheet, and like the numbers are tiny, so I was like, I can't even see this. Right? Like you zoom in, and then I was like, holy shit! Yeah, like that's a lot. That's a lot of plays, and it was. I think the duration thing was the most impressive. I think the average was like 70%. So which is really cool.
Thank you so much. We, all we're trying to do here is make something entertaining, right? That you might want to listen to. And so if we've done that, we will try to do more, and we hope that it remains entertaining. Thank you very much for listening.
Well, we always try to find that balance of kind of adding that humor and some stories from our personal lives, and also sprinkling in, a movie every once in a while. We know sometimes we kind of pick duds without knowing exactly what we're getting into, so we make up for it with other content. But not always. Sometimes the movie can be the hero.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was number 3. Next. Okay. Number 4. This is also something I added in.
This is you again.
Jad other thing.
Jad other thing. So descriptive. I can't wait to hear this.
So after we recorded last episode, the Independence Day and Top Gun Maverick episode with Bryan.
Yeah.
That was a long episode, as if you listen to the whole thing, it was a long episode. It was almost 2 hours. And it required a lot of time to edit the YouTube video. And it's not, so basically that's to say that I had spent a lot of time looking at myself and the other boys editing that video. And it's kind of funny because it's funny to us, I think. I texted the boys after or at some point during the editing process, and I said something to the effect of, my face looks fucking fat. and Spenny immediately replied, same, right?
Yeah.
And so that sparked,
in a more colorful way, but yes.
Yeah. That sparked a little competition between Spenny and I. And so we both have Apple Watches, and this actually extends back. We've had these watches now for several months. We got them basically on the same day or something.
Yeah.
And
it's back in April. Was it April?
Springtime.
Spring, March. Yeah, whatever.
And, as most things go with health related things, you get all jazzed up about getting some type of health fitness thing. And I think the first week we're doing competitions through the fitness app. That lasted, we did it one time, right?
Yeah, right.
Yep. and so, and I mean, I had all these intentions of doing all this fitness stuff, didn't do a single damn thing. And basically
your Apple Fitness subscription or whatever.
Yeah. And
doing did the hit.
Yeah.
Workout.
And so sprinkled some things in here and there. And then basically what would happen is I would get really motivated, do a hit workout the next day, felt like my knees exploded, gave out on me, would take the rest of the week off, wasn't motivated to do it the next week. And then here we are 3 months later, haven't done anything. And so anyways, when I sent that text to Spenny after the last episode, I was like, God, look and feel so fat. We sparked this competition, revamped it anyways. And so the way it works is it's a week long and it's points based off of how much percent complete you complete your rings.
It's like percent to goal, and whoever has I think there's some way they calculate the percentage. So whoever has the highest percentage wins.
So, but there's a cap every day. So there's the awards 600. Up to 600 points every day, and it goes for 7 days. Buddy, I got to tell you, this is Friday night. It ends tomorrow. Yeah. You're sitting at 2681, and I'm not going to win. 10. I'm sorry,
no way I can win.
I don't even have to breathe tomorrow, and I'll still win. I don't have to wear the watch, and I'll still win.
You know what? You know what the biggest bullshit is on this whole thing?
Okay, tell me what the biggest bullshit is. Because I'm sitting here looking at your stats today, like 300% of whatever you wanted to do from one run.
I had to make up for all the shit that I wasn't able to do.
You do one treadmill workout or something, and trot around outside, and then you're at whatever 2 billion calories burned.
Yeah, I walked 9 miles today. I have 18,000 steps. But Tuesday I was busy. I had to work till 9 o'clock at night.
That's fine.
And then I had a kid home sick. So what do you want me to do?
So what's the bullshit?
So now I'm coming for that ass tomorrow. I'm gonna get
as close as I can. Upset because you can't win.
I hope you literally just sit on your ass and they give you negative points.
No, see, here's
just
the thing.
Don't wear your watch tomorrow and let's see what happens.
Nothing. I will still win because I don't even have to wear it. You can't. I'm over 600 points above you right now, so I have to do nothing tomorrow.
Well, it started Monday, so
and it started Sunday. So sorry, buddy. I'm the champion this week.
Fuck off. I was gonna make mention of that, but now that you've said that, you can just go to fucking hell.
Here's what annoys me.
I literally was just busting my ass today. Just any opportunity
what did you do
walk
today?
Around.
What did you do?
Just freaking walk everywhere.
Here's what. Okay. You can go. So you do mostly running. It would be your fitness. Like you accomplish most of your ring points through a run
walking,
or two, right?
Walking or running. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
One run that you do on the treadmill or outside, right? You get it's artificially elevated or something, I feel like, because you get so many points from one stupid run. I don't want to run. I'm not interested in running, and I don't want to do that.
Do you see the fact that how high my score, like my targets are compared to yours? You have a 30-minute target for fitness, and mine's 45. So that's a 50% increase. I'm 810 calories. Yours is 690. I mean, come on. Like when you're talking about percentages, if you get the same percentage, if you get the same points as me, you're 20% higher.
Here's my point. Here's my point. You can get most of whatever elevated, BS little stats that you want from one run. And here I am doing HIIT workouts and strength training, weight junk. And I'm getting a fraction of what you get from one stupid run.
You know what? You know why? Because it's called the Apple Watch rewards people using their feet. I mean, it's just running and walking is like calorie burning super on
I walk
Apple
Penny
Watch.
in the morning.
I don't know why.
I walk a mile to lab. I walk a mile back from lab. I walk Penny at night. And that's never added up to one of your dumb little runs.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm just built Ford tough. I'm built like a brick shit house, as my mom says.
Anyways, let's take a turn. The tone took a turn here. I will win, though. I am going to win,
but I'm not giving up. Tomorrow, you're going to see me, putting in another afterburner performance like I did today.
Well, you're assuming I'm going to sit on my buns. I'm going to afterburn that ass tomorrow.
I'm going to redo this goddamn challenge next week.
Okay. All right. Next week, I will bump up my accomplishment, whatever's, so that we're equal.
My accomplishment.
Our rings.
Yeah, let's level it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's level it.
I'll come up to you. No worries. And then we'll be
fine
getting that ass.
That ass.
So here's what I wanted to do, though. Okay.
Yeah,
so I think the audience will have, if anyone's still listening at this point, because I don't know if this is entertaining over our watches at all. I have no idea how entertaining this is, but there is a certain entertainment aspect to, because the audience will only consume this once a week, right?
Right.
It's easy. It's because it's episodic, right? It's easy to track or see change, if any, over a short amount of time, right? Obviously, for us, it'll be real time. So I'm wondering if maybe this will be episode 16. This is episode 16. So 10 weeks seems like a reasonable goal to do something by. I don't know. We don't have to set measurables tonight, but and we don't have to talk about this every week. I don't think anyone want to listen to that. But
are we gonna do a half marathon?
No. I will never pay money to run outside. I will literally never do that. I don't care what it goes to. It all goes to administrative BS anyways. It doesn't matter. I will never pay money to run outside. If we want to do that, I'll run next. I'll run outside of the boundaries or something on the route.
Sure. Not pay.
Yeah, not pay.
Just trample people. All right.
Okay. So
anyways,
here's what I'm thinking. By episode 26, we'll have that's a 10-week check-in.
Okay.
We'll have to establish individual goals of whatever we want to achieve by then. It doesn't have to be weight or anything. Okay. It has to be something that we both want to have.
It has to be trackable.
Tracked. Yeah.
Okay.
If the audience is watching right now, you can look at us as we are right now and
So this all has to do with our fat faces.
Fat faces. The rest of our bodies can be whatever, as long as our
right. Yeah.
So if you're watching this, pause now. Assuming you're in the future, pause now, and then, or if okay, I was going to say if you're watching episode 26, but anyways, you have the power to compare now.
Yeah.
And then.
This is going to be great because my wife makes fun of me all the time because I think about 6 or 7 times I've taken a shirtless picture of a before photo and I've never done an after photo. So this is just going to be perfect.
Okay.
I'm gonna work out. So I need my before picture. And she's like, I keep seeing these before pictures, but I never see the after picture.
Okay. Are you willing to let me put these up on the YouTube video? I'll stack it. I'll put them horizontal right here so I can see all the ones that you have saved. Befores. Yeah. And then we could do today too.
It's probably the body looks the same level of fitness every time. No progress.
Oh man. Are we at the point now where at our age where can we expect anything to change? I mean, maybe our health can change, right? But I don't think. Are we past the point?
You can I feel like I can get stronger. I can get stronger, but it doesn't look like my body changes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Are we going to look any different, even if we've reached our health milestones?
I mean, we could do a before and then an after where we grease ourselves, shave our body. Be like, look at the big changes. Suck our stomachs in.
Oh man,
it's gonna be. I can't wait. This is gonna be gold. And then we got Bryan over here. He's already got a six-pack with his shirt off, making margaritas on Instagram. So.
Well, that's the thing. And that's what we were saying. Like, it's not fair for us to be up with him, right? He's this
superstar musician,
celebrity.
Produces the show. Comes on when he wants to. Takes baths drinks rum in a bathtub. All that other stuff.
It's ridiculous, really.
It is. It really is, man.
All right. Anyways,
I'm totally on board. Let's can do it.
Episode 26. We will have some kind of weigh-in or some kind of reveal of what whatever.
Yeah,
whatever we decide. Maybe
see if it helps our performance
on the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, there's something to be said about if we
more energy.
Maybe if
I feel just invigorated today, So,
well, you went afterburner. You went
just an afterburner.
You went turbo toad turbo. Turbo mode.
What are you saying?
I don't know. Next, that was bullet point 4. Next, 5.
Okay. We will make an announcement. Probably on our socials or next episode.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, and then we're gonna. I don't know what's at stake, but looking like an idiot on the internet, I guess.
I guess so, especially with my 7 before pictures.
Are these all shirtless? Yeah, you said these are all shirtless, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I guess I feel almost obliged to do the same. I've never taken one, but I feel like I can't leave you hanging out to dry there.
Well, the whole point is there's no fucking reason to. It doesn't matter.
Oh man, I don't even know how we got here. I just snuck this in to improvise a little list. And look where our list got us, Spenny.
Yeah.
I'm taking shirtless pics and posting it on the internet for the show over podcast. We talk about movies.
That's just how it goes, man.
All right,
man. We've really evolved. Okay,
we've evolved. All right,
so
you have a story.
I do have a story, and you've told a lot of stories on the podcast, and they've been pretty funny, pretty cool. Now I don't think this story
it's funny
will be
or
as
cool.
long as it's funny or cool, one or the other.
No, it'll be great.
They won't be as long as China or the Boston stories, but I felt like I needed to provide a story. And one of the things I wanted to start off with is that I'm known to, when people say phrases or like I'm saying a phrase, sometimes I mix them up or mix up my words. I use the wrong phrase for the wrong thing. Like one thing I did is I used to say, well, this is really the run of the mill, when I really meant the phrase, well, we got the pick of the litter here. So I used to say, got the run of the mill here. So it's just like the stupid thing. But
is that called the spoonerism when you do that?
I don't know.
Do that? Or spoonerism might be how you change a word at the end or the beginning or something. I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I do it a lot. Like I'll use one word from a phrase and another word, and then my wife looks at me like, "What?"
It's a Spennyism.
It didn't make any sense. But anyways, so this story is from 2015. My old boss and his longtime partner, that's the year gay marriage got approved, or was legalized officially.
Illegalized?
And, got legalized. Became federally.
There you go. You're doing it again.
Okay.
Illegalized.
Great. Anyways.
Yes. Okay.
So after this, they had a ceremony and a reception, and they rented out this historic house in KC, and they had this ceremony that kind of overlooked this hill looking to downtown. It was really cool. Our friend Corey actually was a photographer for it.
Oh, that's cool.
And they had their dog be the ring bearer for the ceremony. So it was really cool. It was super hot, but it was really, really beautiful. And I got assigned to be the audiovisual guy to play a slideshow on a TV.
Let's go.
And if anyone knows, like, if you're in charge of something like this, it never fucking works. Never works ever. So, like, the night before, I go over to their house, and they have a TV they're going to bring to the house, and they're going to set it up. And they're like, this is how you do it. These are the buttons you have to push. I'm like, okay. And like, it's not rocket science. It's very easy. It's like 4 buttons, push play. It should play. But Kendra, my wife, was like, hey, just in case, these things always get messed up, make sure you have like a joke or like something to say while you're trying to fix it. And I was like, okay, yeah, I don't know. That's actually a pretty good idea. And she's like, so here, I have a joke for you just in case. And so she was telling me the joke, and we went over it a few times just to make sure that I had it, because I, as we know, kind of mess up phrases. So I wanted to make sure I had it. So the ceremony goes, the reception, after the ceremony, we get to the reception, and it's one of those houses where there's a big staircase along the side, and then there's a big opening in this big house. And then in the back of that entryway is this TV that's set up. So everyone is gathered in the entryway of this house. And so all eyes are on me. We're getting ready to turn on the TV, play a slideshow with music, and doesn't work. Can't figure it out. Nothing's working. So I'm sitting there fiddling with it, and I go, well, my wife told me to prepare a joke, so here we go. And I said, what did the janitor say when he came out of the closet? Supplies. And everyone kind of laughs and all this stuff. And it's not until afterwards that my wife tells me, she's like, you totally told the joke wrong. And she couldn't stop laughing because she said, it's not what did the janitor say when he came out of the closet. It's what did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet? Supplies.
You said it coming out of the closet joke
came
at
out
a gay
of the
wedding.
Closet. Wedding. So it's just like Corey, our friend Corey, actually just happened to have like videotaping it at the time, so I listened to it, and then we were just died laughing.
Oh man,
so I was like, oh my god,
nice.
At least it kind of worked for the audience, but at the same time, it's just like, oh man,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Is there any chance that he would still have that?
He might.
Okay,
we can ask him.
Yeah. So if possible, at this point in the show, we will insert the audio.
Yeah.
Of Spenny doing that. This is actually a lot to ask. This is Friday. This comes out on Wednesday. This is not happening. But on the off chance that this happens, we'll insert it here.
We'll ask him tonight.
Yeah.
Bam.
Hey, you remember that thing you did 7 years ago?
Yeah.
That one random clip of Spenny.
Yeah,
you never know. That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was pretty fun.
It's still a pretty on point joke, right? I mean, I'm sure that.
Oh yeah, that's
no
what
one was
I mean.
Offended, though, I assume.
I don't think so. Like people laughed. I would say it was like a smattering of laughter. But it was like, I think my wife was probably horrified at the fact that I totally told the joke wrong with.
That's a funnier joke, right? So you kind of.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
After she said it, I was like, well, isn't that the joke? Like, wasn't that the point? And she's like, no, that's not wasn't the story. So, yeah.
Nice. Nice. Good story. Good story.
Thanks. Now I know you had something that you wanted to talk about.
I have a full disclosure. It's been a minute since we had a full disclosure. Now you snuck in a full disclosure at the very last millisecond or two from the last week. It was very minor, and I already forgot what it was.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
You don't have to bring it up now, but the point is, we haven't had a full disclosure in a minute.
Oh, it was data. The fact that I didn't know data was in ID4.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic. Okay.
Bryan's banger.
My full disclosure is that I think it would be 2 episodes ago now, Championship Ascensions, where we talk about our bowling league.
Oh yeah.
I disclosed then that I don't wear polos, right? I wore our championship bowling polo for the show. The viewing audience may remember that. I'll put up a little picture right now. And I said that it was significant that I was wearing that for 2 reasons. One, the whole story about where it came from. But number 2, I don't wear polos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My full disclosure is that since that came out, since we recorded that, I have like 6 polos now. I'm a polo guy now.
Yeah, you're golf polo guy, right?
Well, yeah. But
it's
golf polo.
Yeah.
Okay, so golf polo guy now.
Yeah.
Here's what happened. My wife and I, we went on this vacation to South Carolina, and we had planned to go golfing at some point somewhere. And I didn't know what kind of joints we were going to run into. And so I felt like I should be prepared to have a golf polo because, golf is kind of an uppity type sport depending on where you go. And so I wanted to be prepared so that I wouldn't get, kicked to the curb because my attire.
Not wearing the right attire.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I got this old golf outfit. I got just a black Nike dry fit polo and some J. Crew athletic type bug on me. Fuck off.
I thought you were trying to say you had athletic J. Crew suspenders. What are these things called? He's like whipping himself, like pulling down on his shirt like it was.
I was trying to flick a bug off of my shirt here. Okay, so I had a golf outfit. That's what I want to say here. That included a golf polo.
Cool.
It was a hot day. What I realized was, the shirt's actually pretty nice to wear.
Yeah.
Actually pretty comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So as most things in my life, if I find something I like, I'll just go for it. I'll just go all in. Right. And so what happened was a precipitation of me getting polos. And now I have six golf polos. I have 2 kind of, it's a collared short sleeve shirt, but the buttons that go all the way down. So that's kind of this mix between collared shirt and a golf polo.
It's a short sleeve button down.
Yes.
That's
that is within the category.
Like a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. The picture I sent this morning, it's like I call it my SpongeBob shirt because it's kind of a jersey.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay. Yeah. It's this kind of orange and or yellow and teal and whatever. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Anyways, so I'll put a picture up for the viewing audience. I'll put a picture up of me in all of these polos because now I wear polos all the time.
Every day. And you have 6 of them.
Yeah. And then I have this long sleeve golf shirt thing. It's too hot to wear that now, but
you can play when it's cold. You can wear a long sleeve. Oh, cool.
Yeah. So anyways, that's my disclosure. It doesn't necessarily matter at all. But
I mean, you're just trying to rectify the fact that you said you're not a polo guy and now you are.
Full disclosure, I'm a polo guy now. Not polo, the brand polo. I wear polo shirts now.
Yes. I mean, it's progress, right? I mean,
I don't know towards what. I don't know what
people should be able to change their minds and continue to.
Yeah. See, typically what will happen is I'll get some clothes and then wear them for 5 or 6 years and that's it. And then my taste will change. If you happen to know me or see me on a daily basis, I've never really understood myself what to call my design choices, the kind of clothes I wear. For the last several years, it's been kind of centered around retro style Nike stuff.
Yeah.
But there's really no way of guessing what I'll like and won't like. It's just kind of, if I see it, I'll either instantly like it or not like it. And then that's it.
Yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason. And something happened after that episode and
changed man.
I'm a changed man wearing these polos. I don't know if I look good in them or not. Doesn't even matter. They're comfy.
I've only seen you in one picture, I think, the black one, when you went golfing the first time. So.
Well, as I said, I'll put pictures up. So yeah, we'll have Spenny's.
You'll have all your
thirst
polos
trapping
on. I'll
before
have
and
my
after thing. And all right, I think that's the end of the top of the show. Now that we're 40 minutes into this, should we talk about this? Iron turds, Iron Eagles.
I mean, Jad decided that he wanted. I mean, at the end of the last episode, when we were talking about Top Gun Maverick, he talked about F-16s and how much he loved F-16s, and it happens to be that this film is all about F-16s.
Let's go.
And it's a cheap version of Top Gun.
It's a ghetto, like we did 13th Floor as a ghetto Matrix. This is a ghetto Top Gun.
Yeah. One thing that I found out for this film, so, Top Gun really, they partnered with, I think, the Navy and the military to really get access and make everything look really cool.
Yeah.
Well, they wanted the Air Force to do the same thing, do a consult on it. But then the Air Force realized that the whole premise of this movie and major plot was the fact that Doug, which is the main character, and these teenagers hack into a computer's base, steal the equipment and all the intelligence. So they didn't really like the idea of that being so easy for teenagers to take over an Air Force base. So that's why it doesn't have quite the polished look per se for it. So,
you know how you said that Top Gun had a resurgence in Navy, what do you call it? When you sign up, recruitment. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea, right? Cause I don't do the research for these movies, but I'd be willing to bet that no one signed up for the Air Force after watching this movie.
Oh, buddy.
They probably had a reduction in enlistment. That's what I'm trying to say.
For enlistment. Yeah.
There's something about. So we'll obviously talk about it, but there's something about movies that aren't made for kids, but are about kids that are just not. I don't know. that great, right?
Yeah. This is probably, well, might get some hate for this because Red Dawn is that kind of same kind of story.
That's what the original one was about.
Wasn't Russia about teenagers? Well, I know, but
attacking, right?
Teenagers are in it, aren't they?
That's right.
Same premise.
Okay,
I mean, well,
that's right.
Different premise, but yeah. That's
same kind of. They remade it about North Korea or China or something invading, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
Whatever.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I saw it.
One of the I think it had one of the Hemsworths in it.
Oh, is it the same one that did ID4 too? I think so.
Could be. We're gonna have to fact check that.
Yeah, I don't know, or not, or someone write
You'll add it. You'll add it to your edit.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You want to hit us with some factoids and stuffs?
Yeah, sure. So there's a scene. It's called Snake. It's called the Snake scene. It's basically a Cessna plane racing a dirt bike, and so it's a Cessna 150. What?
There's nothing. Okay. Well, it's a Snake Canyon or something, right?
Snake. I don't know. It's called Snake. The Snake scene.
That's just what it's referred to on the internet.
Yeah. That's
the Snake scene. Snakes. It's not. It's literally no snakes.
But it's literally a airplane racing a motorcycle like up to a point, and then the plane has to turn back down. They come back down the hill, and then they race into the what's the word? Airstrip to finish. But the guy that was the aerobatic pilot, his name is Art Scholl. He was actually he was the pilot for a camera plane on Top Gun.
That's cool.
And he actually ended up dying in that because he was doing that flat spin sequence.
Oh.
Where Goose dies,
where
it's spinning.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he passed away during that. But I just thought that was kind of interesting. That was the same pilot. I don't know if that's interesting or not.
I guess he did Iron Eagle first then.
Yes. He did. Cool. Yeah.
Very interesting.
All the fighter aircrafts in this film are Israeli aircraft, Air Force aircrafts. They just repainted them with the U.S. Air Force on them. So
that was when my first
fictitious enemy symbols.
Yeah, that was my first note, actually, is that I wasn't aware of... Now, I don't have arcane Air Force knowledge, right? Or trivial knowledge, but the first thing I noticed was that I wasn't ever aware of Air Force painting their F-16s
that's what I was,
or desert
that
camouflage.
Was one of my questions. Yeah.
And so I thought that they must have outsourced or found other F-16s to film with, because I'm pretty sure there weren't any. They were all just gray.
That's how this movie opens up with that. And that's why I was really confused. I was like, wait, are these the good guys or the bad guys? Or what's happening?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Do you have Oh yeah, okay.
I have one more fact, and then we'll jump synopsis. So the film was actually originally supposed to be released in the summer of 1986, the same as Top Gun. Once they found out Top Gun was being released, they pushed it up to January because they didn't want to compete nor have it confused with Top Gun. I don't think anyone would be confused. But good for them. I'm glad they did it.
I mean, if anything, they probably primed the audience for jet movies. Right.
I mean, they set the bar so low. Can you imagine watching this and then going to see Top Gun and be like,
holy cow,
Top Gun is so good. And we thought that already.
Yeah. I just remembered something actually about my motivation to choosing this movie. When I was a kid, it must have been in middle school, maybe. I watched this movie because my mom had just randomly brought it home. I think it was, you know how there were the bins of movies
Oh, sure.
The bins of DVDs. Well, they used to have the bins of VHSs.
Yes.
And she just brought this home and thought I would like it because, you know, I was so into F-16s and stuff. So it was really cool. I was really excited about it. And watched it. And then I think at the time I thought it was pretty dope.
As a younger kid, I'm sure
but okay.
I've got a synopsis. They also made more than one of these, which was very surprising.
They made 3 of them.
Yeah. Like in succession. Like it wasn't like there was a big gap between them. But,
yeah.
All right. An Air Force pilot, Colonel Masters, is shot down in enemy territory and taken prisoner. He is sentenced to death. The government won't do anything, so his son, Doug, a teenager obsessed with flying, and retired Air Force Colonel Chappie must band together with a gaggle of teenagers to infiltrate an Air Force base and its intelligence and hijack 2 F-16s to save Doug's dad from the enemy forces.
Hell yeah. Nice one.
Bam. Nailed it.
That was a good one.
Yeah. So the beginning is the beginning. First thing. Did the flying make you sick?
No.
You
didn't like it? Yeah. The camera, I can see how the camera work was kind of shaky, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Maybe it was just in the mood I was, but I was like, whoa. Like
when they had the
training one too, the training scene.
Yeah. When they had every shot of the actors in a cockpit, right? Whatever they did for green screen back then or motion to be played, you know, that's not really there.
Yeah.
That was ridiculously all over the place. It was just up and down. Yeah. It was way too much motion. Especially since they were just sitting there chilling, right?
Yeah.
They weren't, you know, doing the Star Trek thing where they're thrashing about. They're just chilling. And the background is just going ballistic behind him.
Well, that's what, and it was there's later in the movie, they're flying on the mission, and it's just like, it felt like the same clouds were on a loop, just totally. clouds.
My impression was that they had probably 2 hours worth of filming for the 2 F-16 pilots that they got. They contracted about a couple hours worth of stuff because, and they just told them, go do some stuff and we'll figure it out. We'll figure out how to edit it later because
they're like, how do we incorporate this into our script?
Yeah. It's things like, as Spenny said, at the beginning, one of them gets shot down, right? So the opening scene is 2 F-16 pilots just chilling, right? And then some MiGs come in where they shouldn't be. And they just start engaging. And one of the homies gets a bullet wound or something. And the colonel says, yo, leave me. I got this. Go, see ya. And, but first, when they first engage, he says, all right, climb to 23,000 feet. And so the image goes from seeing them in the cockpit to seeing the planes doing a maneuver.
Yeah.
He says, climb to 23,000 feet. And both planes do this roll to the right and go down. And so it's just ridiculous. It's just, they just filmed a couple F-16s doing things and just put it in. Just edit it in as they saw fit.
There's a scene where later towards the mission where like, you got to get really low, get really, really fast. And he's like, now you got to stay at 400 feet. And they're like, well, you got to stay at 300 feet. You got to stay at 250 feet. They just kept going down, but there was no context of like, why do you have to keep going down?
Yep.
It was just like,
and then at some points they'd be fully loaded with bombs and missiles and stuff. And then they'd shoot a couple. And then the next scene, there wouldn't have a single thing on the plane. And then the scene after that, they'd have a fully armament of bombs. They'd shoot 20 of them. And then the next scene, they'd have more somehow.
There's a scene at the end where the dad gets saved and they're in the plane and they're like, you gotta outrun him. You're like, what do you got left? I've got 2 sidewinders and 240 rounds. Oh. And it's like, well, let's outrun him. And then he shoots the 2 missiles and like 200 rounds of ammo, and then he's like, there's planes showing up on the radar. He's like, you're just gonna have to fight them.
Yeah, you're gonna.
Like, he said 30 rounds left.
I have 30 rounds left. I guess you're gonna have to fight him. Oh man, it's as while we're talking about this kind of just stuff like this, one of the gimmicky things about this kid, the main character, is that he can only fly. He flies his best when he has his music on. Yeah. So he has this ridiculously huge Walkman contraption he straps to his leg, and he carries around in this satchel the size of a briefcase, and so he can strap it to his leg, and at one point, I think it's when he's with his dad or with Chappie or something. No, it's with Chappie. They're on their mission, right? This final rescue mission, and they're behind schedule somehow, and they say we're 7 minutes behind schedule for whatever that means, right? They're surprising. The whole point is that they're going to surprise the enemy, right?
Yeah, but
and so the schedule is dictated by them, right? They get to choose what time matters. And so if they're behind schedule, just that doesn't matter because they're not being expected, right? But whatever. So Chappie, the guy who's in charge, right? Says, we got to make up 3 minutes here. We're 7 minutes behind schedule. We got to make up 3 minutes. And Doug says, I know what'll do it. And so he just starts playing his music. And then a millisecond later, Chappie says, we caught up. And they don't change anything about their speed or anything.
There's so much of that stuff that is just terrible. Obviously the dialogue is terrible. The script is just, there's one part. Oh, let's see if I can find it. There's one part where he's talking to the like general or something. And God, where's the line?
I have a line about that too.
Oh shoot, I can't find it right this minute. But
so you're talking about after Doug finds out that he got shot down?
Yeah.
Okay, so Doug storms into this top secret base on the he lives on the Air Force base, right? Because his dad's a colonel.
Yeah.
And so he lives on there. So that's normal. But then he just storms around and goes into all these restricted areas and talks to this other colonel who's friends with his dad and can maybe pull some strings for him. And the colonel's all busy, right? Because his friend is shot down and is behind enemy lines and a prisoner. And he's talking to Doug saying, yo, don't worry. We got this under control, buddy. Do not worry. It's fine. And then some other homie comes up and hands him a printout. He looks at the paper and yells at the guy who just handed it to him. And he says, you're full of shit. And Doug's still standing right there, right? And he's like, I gotta get the general on the phone. You're full of shit. All the guy did was just hand him the printout, right? And so I don't know. There's some other couple funny things at the beginning of the movie about.
Yeah, there was with that scene, or I think it's right during that one of those scenes. But they're talking about the dad had to bail out and got captured, and he says now he's waiting for some trial of hell where we're the one that's got all the aces and they plan to give us a pair of twos or something like that.
You don't fold with the pocket twos and the aces on the board or something like that.
Let's talk about do you want to talk about snake scene, because that's kind of like the first big scene, or did you have something before that?
There's just real quick before that. So the snake scene is about this bully, Doug's rival.
Like on looks the base, like 40 years old.
Yeah, that's my thing. I said, why does he look like he's 30?
Yeah,
they're all kids, and he's romping around on a dirt bike, aggravating Doug's girlfriend or something, or
it's like chasing her,
doing wheelies and stuff, and his buddies are in a pickup just honking the horn at him. Basically just harassing this teenage girl, right? And so Doug tries to fight him, and then his buddies hold him back and stuff. And at this scene, they're at this A&W type drive-in Sonic thing. Yeah,
drive-in soda shop.
And well, before that, Doug says to his little brother, "Hey, come on, we're late." And he doesn't say what late to, right? It's just we're late. And then it ends up goes to meets his friend at a Sonic, right?
Yeah.
But the kid is on this phone actively catfishing this older girl, saying that acting like he's this old guy or something. And this kid is, I don't know, 9 or something. And
you know who that kid is?
He looked really familiar, but I didn't look it up.
Tremors. He's the kid from Tremors.
For fuck's sake, obviously. God. Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 10 years prior to that, right? Probably.
It was like, 5 or 6. So yeah, he was a lot younger in this one than he would be in the other one.
But so Doug meets up with his buddies at this place, and they're just chilling, right? They late for what, right? They're just hanging out.
Yeah,
and
they're just hanging out.
So Doug, while he's there, he gets mail there, right? From someone. And
it's his. Is it
his little brother
that brings it, or his little brother?
Yeah, remember. Anyways, it's a letter of admissions to the Air Force Academy that he really wanted to go to.
Yeah.
He gets rejected, and the milliseconds leading up to him opening the envelope, his 2 best friends are there, and he says, and they're all, pre-congratulating him and saying, "Oh, here's Doug, the next whatever to the Air Force Academy, the next stud,
next cadet or whatever,
cadet." And then he opens the envelope, silence, crumples it up, throws it away. I didn't get in. And then they immediately start launching into, well, you were never going to get in the first place.
You failed.
You had no chance. Yeah, you had no chance of getting in there.
Well, the only reason I got an F is because I had to go to the simulator so much.
Well, yeah, he says, I wouldn't have never not gotten that F if I did not show up to Mrs. Durple's class or whatever. So he's like, got an F for just skipping an entire class, and says, well, I wouldn't have never not gotten that. And so, but that all leads up to what I thought was hilarious about this scene was that, so picture these kids standing around Doug, right? He's opening up the letter. He has the letter. He reads it in silence, crumples it up, throws it behind his shoulder, right? And then his buddies say, well, you were never going to get in the first place. I think maybe 8 seconds elapse. And then you hear on the PA system from the Sonic, well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Doug Masters did not get into the Air Force Academy. And it's the bully
who regretfully to announce.
We have regret to announce that Doug Masters will not be attending the Air Force Academy this fall. He got rejected. But
they locked themselves into it.
Yeah. It was a matter of seconds between him throwing it just on the ground, right? And then the bully, he threw it at his feet, right? And then the bully has it and in the Sonic on the PA system.
Gosh.
But that triggers what Spenny's been talking about, the snake scene.
So, so amazing.
And so the gist is that this 30-year-old bully,
this 3-year-old dirt bike boy,
instigating these races between a pilot and then him on his just dumbass little dirt bike. And I guess so this race had previously been raced.
Happened before, and another plane
kid
crashed.
Died because kid died. Some other kid just died in this stupid race. And then here it is, everyone knows about it because he goes to his plane and fucking Chappie, this fucking stranger, is just working on his engine, and he says, "You're doing the snake race, right? Well, you can't be too lean or else you're going to crash if you're going to be at that altitude." And then Doug says, "Oh, I wonder if that's why that one guy died, because he didn't have that spec."
Chappie also just took a piece of gum and clipped it and then closed the engine bay.
But I'm kidding, right? But Doug pretty much did say, "Oh, I guess that's why that other guy died, because he didn't run that spec." And so
You had a lot more emotion because this Doug guy literally has no like emotion. He is just monotone on everything.
I guess that's why that other guy died.
Yeah.
And so, okay, so then it sets up this, the race is on, right? And so, then it's a race. So Doug has his own Cessna Skyhawk. If you remember from the last episode, that's what I flew.
Yeah.
And the race is between him and a fucking airplane against a dirt bike.
Yeah.
A little 400cc dirt bike.
Dirt bike.
Now, Cessna Skyhawks, single prop planes, they're not screamers, but they're gonna fly on average about 150. That's the normal cruising speed. And a little dirt bike. Yeah, well, a little dirt bike is gonna go probably 60.
Yeah.
And so the stage of the race is that the dirt bike has to stay on these main roads, and the pilot has to be below 5 feet or something off the ground. Something,
yeah.
Something stupid. And that has to go on in through the canyons or something. And so cue the race, and Doug's immediately doing fucking barrel rolls and shit in this sus. Losing time because he's just doing Blue Angels bullshit up in the sky.
He just can't help himself.
He's just fucking around the whole time. He could just cruise the circuit and get back like 20 minutes before the other kid would be back.
That's literally fucking Doug.
But the other stupid thing is Doug is wearing these Walkman headphones, right? Because of course he has to be listening to his thing.
Yeah, he's got to be in the groove.
If you've ever been in a plane like that, you can't hear fucking dick because the engine is so loud, right? If you don't have aviation headsets on, either they're just the big bulky ones that cancel out noise because of how big they are, or active noise canceling ones, you're not going to hear shit. And they're all talking to each other on the radio because there's this other plane behind him to fly and just make sure that he does the course right or something, or to verify, because in that plane there's the dirt bike homies turd, and they're saying things like, I loosened up his oil cap so he could burn out and die. And and it's like, he says a line, it's something like I don't know. Oh yeah, okay. So the dirt bike guy is supposed to stay on the paved roads, but then he takes a major shortcut by just driving through the desert.
Yeah.
And the guy in the back seat says, a road's a road. There's no road, right? And so anyways, the Doug's plane gets just like going to be starting on fire, right? Because he has no oil pressure and stuff. And yet he's continuing to do corkscrews and backflips and whatnot. And
he stalls the plane out.
Yeah.
Back down.
Crashes it, comes back up, finishes the race. But then he does crash it. Okay. It was kind of funny because you know how I was describing doing landings in crosswinds, right? Where you're at an angle to where the runway is. Well, that's just how he lands.
That's
for
how
no
he lands.
Reason, right? He lands perpendicular almost to the runway, and immediately runs off the runway and crashes. And then the dirt bike guy comes up. So he comes out of the plane. The dirt bike guy comes up and is like, that was a close one, bro. And then Doug, in a monotone voice, like Spenny said, I could have died. I could have died by doing this because you messed up my oil, and I could have died. And he gets no
emotions.
And so then he punches the guy, and it's the guy who up until this point has been the aggressor in everything, and he just is like, that's it.
That's the end of that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the snake scene.
I mean, that was okay. So after that part, we talked a little bit about like the general and stuff talking to Doug, but it like the base, when they get into the base, it's like it looks like a bunker. And did you notice the map where they had arrows that just looped around? Didn't make any sense.
Yeah, you're talking about in the Air Force Base, right?
The flight plans,
the intelligence, right? Yeah, it's just hand drawn.
It was. Yeah, it looks like they're just let's do some circles.
Funny. Man. So there's so much of this shit can be cut out because basically the dad, as we've said, got shot down. He's going to be put on trial for basically to show America. This is some unnamed country that they just refer to as a shithole. Somewhere in the Middle East, they just refer to as a shithole.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really take that much imagination to imagine who it is. So they put Doug's dad on a trial that was a farce to begin with, because basically they said that Doug's dad was flying in their airspace, even though it was recognized as the Brit Treaty, and boring myself with this and this, but so whatever, they're going to hang him. The whole thing is a demonstration to show that they're not afraid of America, and that America is too afraid to do any type of aggression, because this is after some stuff that went down in Iran, and there's oil and stuff and all this stuff, and there's the stuff. And so they're not going to do anything. And Doug says, well, I can do something because I know how to fly the flight simulator and stuff.
Yeah, my dad lets me fly
while I fly, so I can mount a rescue because no one else is. And so he befriends this guy Chappie, who is this colonel and this major stud in the Air Force. And then Chappie says, go home. And then Doug says, bleh. And then he randomly brings all this intelligence because all his other friends have parents that do other jobs. And so they, by nature, have all of this access, because every time they go, there's this epic montage of them gathering intelligence at each one of these things. And it's basically all the same thing. It's, hey, Dad, what you doing today? Okay. And then they leave or something, and then they just leave their stuff unattended, and they just get what they want and walk out with it. And
hey, Dad, I'll drop this off.
Yeah. So then he brings all this intelligence to Chappie and says, yo, we got all this stuff, and can you help me and stuff? And Chappie says, meet me in the barn. And in the barn, he has a bunch of his own hand-drawn maps and stuff and intelligence, and says, well, this is what I was already thinking we were going to do. And I have this plan all laid out. Let's go on a run. You want to go on a run with me, right? They go on a run, and Doug's just in jeans and shit, running with this intelligence report. And he says, what are we doing? And then he says, Chappie says, you must be pretty hungry, huh? Do you like Italian food? They go to a jazz club, and then Chappie lays out the whole plan with a plate of pepperonis.
It was just a charcuterie plate of pepperonis and olives and cheese.
He's doing like, this pepperoni is it's a base, and then you got this cheese cube here, and then that's the plate, and then you get it, right?
So stupid. Oh. I mean, after that, it's just it's literally just a bunch of high schoolers and Chappie and Doug like making this master plan, getting approved flight plans so they can take two F-16s, which were supposed to go to Spain that got canceled, right?
Oh, I missed that part. I had no idea why they got access to F-16s. Or they said that they had a flight plan, and I don't know what it was supposed to be for.
They got access to it, and they took off, and they were doing their flight plan. They got to refuel, and then they deviated from their flight plan, and they cut off communication, and they went in to save Dad. And
can we just talk about? Let's put aside the fact that this retired Air Force colonel is hanging out with a bunch of high schoolers and actively planning treason, right? Let's just put that to the side and think about how stupid it is to think that a rescue mission would involve two guys and two jets to pick up some guy in a desert.
It doesn't make any
sense. It didn't make the whole time. I was thinking, what the fuck are they going to do when they get there? Because their plan was to bomb the runway so that the MiGs couldn't. So that the MiGs couldn't get them. Bomb the fucking runway, and then I somehow pick him up.
Because he's driving a Jeep.
Yeah, so
we need my dad in a Jeep, and we need him in a Jeep, and he by himself to drive down the runway.
So basically,
the runway's blown up.
Yeah, basically, what happens, I think, if I remember right, is that if I piece it together right, is that they are this fictitious area country is in the mountains somewhere that has 0 radar, right? And so they can't tell.
Their towers were made out of scaffolding, Jed.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's another point. A note that I made. The decision to use, so these jets were equipped with a machine gun, right? So bullets.
Yep.
Air-to-air missiles, air-to-surface missiles, and some bombs. Okay.
Yep.
The choices that they made to attack each one of these things was just so questionable. He used up all his ammo, taking out all of the guns, and then used his missiles to take out this tiny little cell phone tower, right? The tower that's just the red cross beams.
Yeah.
He used a freaking missile for that to take that out. And so that's why he runs out of stuff at the end. But basically what happens is because that the enemies can't tell or don't have a very limited range of radar, the plan was to go in, bomb the runway, take out some other stuff, and then get on the comms and say, yo, I'm this point person. You can't see anyone else that's behind me. There are other people behind me, though. We do have other planes.
I'm the leader.
There's a lot of other planes behind me. So just kind of trust me on that. You can't see them, but they're there. So what we're going to do here is you're going to release the colonel, and you're going to put him in a Jeep or something, and he has to be alone. That's important. Put him in a Jeep and then put him out on this runway. We did just bomb that, but send him out anyways.
And if he's not in the Jeep, I'm going to blow up your oil.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. If you don't comply, we're going to destroy an entire country's worth of oil, an entire section of the world's worth of oil. So, trust me on that. Also trust that there are other planes. And so they obviously don't. And then he goes and blows up the world supply of oil. and then they put the dad in the Jeep. And
guess they'll be importing that for a while.
Yeah, I guess they'll be importing that. So basically they put the dad in the Jeep, and then the guy goes, and then the plan was that he's going to go out on his own in a Jeep and just chill at the end of a runway, and then they're going to land, and then he's going to get in the jet and they're going to take off. Because conveniently they did repair the runway in an hour. And then
light damage.
The main antagonist shoots the dad, or has the dad shot as soon as he landed.
Yeah, it's a sniper or
something. Doug saw that and pulled up, and then did these, some aerials,
rage
and stuff.
Killing.
Was very upset, rage, and then just lands again. He saw his dad die. He accepted that his dad died.
Yeah, he blew something up on the runway, so it made this giant fireball.
That was the Hades missile or something.
Yeah, the Hades bomb. So it made this line of fire.
It's just fire, runway. Right? It's just some fire.
It was just fire.
And he lands anyways, and he says, "Dad, come with me." He just saw and accepted that his dad died, and then he lands anyways. He
couldn't give up.
It gets him, and then
that was where this Arab general was like, attack them through the flames, and there's these 2 Jeeps that come and they just fucking roll over, and then a motorcycle with a sidecar
he runs through it, and then the guy just bails,
falls out.
It's a millimeter of fire that they have to look through, shoot through, and drive through.
It's so funny.
Yeah, so then they get out, and then there's 20 billion MiGs that follow him, and then he shoots down one of them, and he says, so he sees that there are 6. He shoots down one, and he says, "Don't worry, Dad, 1 left." are we doing here?
His dad was the worst backseat driver ever. He was just like telling him what to do, even though it's like your fucking son just saved your ass and flew across the country, multiple countries to get you.
But it's like what you were saying at the beginning when we started talking about this. He says, "You got to outrun him, son." And then he doesn't have any bullets or something, and there's 2 left. He's like, "I guess we're fighting him." Dad, I have 30 bullets left. It takes at least 200 to blow something up. I guess we're going head to head with these guys. And then, then a squadron or something shows up and they go, and then he gets in the Air Force Academy, and that's good.
Good, bro.
They get released. They're expecting to go to jail, and there's this tribunal.
You have to keep his mouth shut.
And he says, we're going to send you to jail for the rest of your life if you talk a single sentence about what happened here. You can't tell anybody anything. At this point, no one even knows that there was a prisoner at all. The next scene is Air Force 2 or something shows up on this runway, and it's this grand band celebration. There's the Air Force band, and there's this reporter, and he says, "We... live from the whatever, we're reporting on the return of captured Colonel Masters, who's been rescued in this daring Air Force sanctioned rescue mission. Here's Chappie whatever coming down. He led the mission. Here's his son who was there also." And I don't know. Whatever.
Everything is classified.
Whatever. Yeah.
Mission details is classified.
They said almost everything. The reporter said almost everything about what happened accurately, except and the only thing he's left out was he just said Doug was also there.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the movie.
That's it. Yeah, that's all we got. So
what is this going to look like on the Ascension to 10 scale, Spenny?
This one was kind of, I don't know, hard. It's hard because we watched Top Gun Maverick, and then we watched
we went from a 10 out of 10 to this.
Yeah. So I was kind of struggling with like, am I influenced by the fact that I just saw that and all that other stuff? I went with a 1.5.
1.5. Very nice. That puts it in good company with After Earth for you, 1.69.
That's about right.
I'll give this a 2.
Okay. We're in the range.
That's for me. It's about the same as Krull, as it turns out.
Krull. Oh, that's probably about right.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah.
Yep. I liked Krull a lot more than this, but I could see where you could have that level.
Yep.
Kind of the corniness of it.
Yep. Okay. Well, if you have any problems with what we've said today, or any corrections, or if you have any thoughts,
please correct us if we have anything that we got wrong.
Please reach out to us, boys@ascension.com. Boys at ascension10.com. Right?
Yeah.
Same as our socials.
Yep.
Check us out on YouTube, Ascension to 10 Podcast. What else we got?
That you nailed it. I mean, we're not boys at Ascension to 10 on socials. We're Ascension to 10. That's the only thing I would say.
Oh, okay.
But you'll see all that in all the details.
Of course.
We try to post almost daily
in
now.
The description. Yeah, Spenny puts a lot of time, a lot of work into those socials posts. Thank you, Spenny.
Same as Chad when he edits those YouTube videos, because now he's got fucking flying planes on there.
A little extra, yeah.
He's trying to correct us when he's trying to take care of his dog. When people come to the back door, when we thought it was a raccoon or a coyote or a delivery man or something.
So I guess, we didn't really mention that. Obviously, that all happened during the recording last time, but I forgot that I had planned to elaborate a little bit more about what happened. So in the last episode,
Chad was literally had people in the room with him.
Maybe I'll send you the picture and you can post it on socials to do it.
Sure.
So yeah, as I've said before, with the sighting story, the HOA controls everything, but because we rent this house, we don't hear shit about what's happening. And so the day we were recording, some homie walks up and knocks on the back door. So the space that I record in is just this extra kind of half room thing that there's a back door at. And so when Penny started barking, it's because just some random guy just started walking up to the back door and knocked. And so she's like, what the fuck is this? Come on in, obviously, but what is this? And so
I'm gonna bark, but come on in.
And so it turns out that they were just gonna paint the back door, and they had to do it now without telling us. And so that's what was happening. There's at one point 4 guys standing 3 feet away from me talking about doing the show, actively talking. And that's why you could probably hear stuff in the background, because they were being quiet enough, but they were working. It's not their fault that I was recording. They were just told to go paint this door, right? So I'm not faulting them, but it was so ridiculous to have 4 people 3 feet from me as I was recording. I have never felt, no, that's not true, but it was so awkward.
You did great. I didn't even know. Yeah.
And so, I mean, like the sighting, they did a great job. I'm not blaming them at all.
Knocking the craftsmanship.
Yeah. Because sticking up for the construction industry, but it was almost a typical day, really. What were the odds of that fucking happening? And then just
Bryan just teased it because we haven't had one in a while.
I guess exactly. I was talking about the typical day in Boston, and then that happened. But the door looks great. It's whatever. No harm, no foul.
Did it need to be painted, or is it?
I don't know. It's whatever. I don't care, right?
It doesn't matter to me. Okay.
But so ended up being good content still.
Yeah.
Or not.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. So what do we got next?
The next episode is okay. The next episode is gonna be
yes.
Spawn.
Oh, let's go. Is that going to be our first R-rated movie?
Might be.
Alien probably was.
Alien.
Right? Alien definitely. Well, I don't know. That was a 70s movie.
Bright was
okay.
The first one.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're going to watch Spawn. It's on Netflix. Last I checked.
Nice.
Hopefully it's still on there.
No, typical day. It's probably not going to be.
Yeah. But we'll check it out. Gosh. That movie, I just remember watching that when I was younger, and it has, what's that guy's name in it? Oh man, it's gonna drive me mad. Hold on 1 sec. Michael J. White, who is like a martial artist, also actor, and he plays Spawn in that. And there was a time in my life in college where I was really into fighting movies, like Never Back Down, Fighting, and then there was another one called Blood and Bone with this Michael J. White. And I bought all of them on DVD on Amazon.
You what? What did you say?
I bought them all on Amazon when I got drunk once in college. So we'll see. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen that movie. I don't know.
Well, I mean, this came out when we were kids, right? Because I wasn't allowed to see it.
97. Yeah.
Yeah. Is this now I'm thinking, is this kind of a ghetto Blade? Was it around the same time as Blade? Because it's
it's
similar,
like a
right?
superhero kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's an anti-hero, right? I mean,
it's sort of. Yeah, I mean, he makes a deal with the devil and all sorts of other stuff. But check it out.
All right, can't wait to do it. Rumor has it that Bryan has something up his sleeve, not a choice, a movie choice coming up at some point.
Oh yeah.
Well, so we'll see when that happens.
Yeah. Be on the lookout.
Be on the lookout for that. Obviously, we'll announce it, but okay. Well, if you've made it this far, thank you for listening. Once again, thank you so much for just being an audience too. Today was a great day learning that we've met both of our goals.
Yeah.
Already.
People are listening. We are
listening and,
somewhat entertaining, at least hopefully. So
hopefully. And we will try to continue to be. So if we were in the first place.
Yep. Thanks as always. As he's Jad, I'm Spenny.
All right.
Until the next episode.
Bye-bye.
Bye.